All right, so I wanted to talk about why the guitar is so complicated. That in and of itself is a complicated discussion, but I think at the core of it is too many options on the guitar. Whenever you have too many options, things just become very, very complicated. Um, just as an instrument in and of itself, depending upon the way you have the guitar tuned, notes just keep repeating itself all over the fretboard. Just, you look at the note C. This is a 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 C. You get the idea, up and down. So it confuses you in a way where which C do I play based upon how the music is written if you're learning it via music. If you're learning it by ear, one of the funniest things, it's not funny, it's just not in the ha-ha way funny. One of the more interesting things is that if you gave three musicians a piece of music, I should say, and a tape of a song, and they all had really good ears, and you came back and you saw how they played it. If you didn't look at them, the song might have been transcribed properly, but then you look at the way they played it, you're going to have three different ways in terms of styles that they played. Not so much styles, just in terms of note selection or where they decided to do that. That in and of itself is the complication of the guitar. I remember earlier on, I'll give you an example, I learned some Stone songs, and I had no idea that Keith Richards actually used open tunings. I didn't even know what open tunings were until one day I was watching some show and I saw him playing, and I was like, whoa, it looked nothing like what I had transcribed. And I had done a pretty decent job of the song in terms of my transcription. So that is the complication of the guitar in and of itself. Too many options. But sometimes the complications of the options also make it the beauty of the instrument in and of itself. So also complicated is the way, theoretically speaking, we talk about chords and things. Sometimes that gets complicated. I'll give you a perfect example. I just learned the chord melody of Auld Lang Syne for the new year. So the first chord in there is this chord right here. So the beginning is okay. I just want to deal with this chord. Right now we'll call it chord X. Okay? That chord can be called a G flat 7, flatted fifth, or a G flat 7 sharp 11. So two different names for the exact same thing. And the reason being of it is just the way guitar is written and the way music theory is applied to it. So in this case, if you wanted to deconstruct the chord, first of all, comes from the dominant 7. So if you look at this right here, that's a G flat 7 with the root here, 7, 3, and 5. So that's the fifth. This is the chord we want to call, and we flat that, and it becomes a C. That's why it's called a G flat 7 flatted fifth. Ooh, mouthful. Okay. Now it could also be called a G flat 7 sharp 11 because the 11th is the same as the 4th. So this is this note right here. And how do you get an 11th? You just count the scales. You just count the notes in the scale up to the 11th note, which would be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember that note right here? That's a B, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So same notes at that. So the 11th and 4th are the same. They're both B's. The reason it can be called a sharp 11th is this is the C right here. Sharp it, basically you get a C. So so there you have it. In this case, same note. It doesn't distinguish pitch, which has to me always been the problem with guitar notation. And it complicates things, to be honest with you, that you're calling this thing G flat 7 flatted fifth or G flat 7 sharp 11. Okay? Call it one thing or the other. It just confuses the hell out of people from that perspective. And there's really no relation to me in terms of what really counts, which is your ear. That's why I still think that the best way to figure some things out is via your ear if you have it. It just takes the mystery out of it. Yeah, and then it makes you work a little bit harder. And I know that not everybody has the same ear, but to me, the guitar overall is complicated just because it gives you so many options, and sometimes it paralyzes you because you don't know where to begin. It confuses you. The theoretical stuff confuses you. All the notes that keep repeating from the C, the major seventh, sharp 11, flat fifth, and all that stuff. At the end of the day, never lose sight of the fact it's about sound. It's about music, and we all have the ability, I think, innately to kind of figure things out, and we know what beautiful sound should sound like, and then try to replicate it. As simple as that. Work at it. Sorry for the long-winded message here. Practice, 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 and still have fun with this beautiful instrument.